Seneca. Let's attempt this. 9-1 of Book 5. Still, why is there such winds in spring, in summer? Why are they more valider? Why are they stronger? Quare is used for why with question, otherwise it just means therefore. Anyway, for the rest of the part of the year, they are very light. So they're strong in spring and summer, and the rest of the year they're very light. And neither are they which, because it's male, neither do they surge up, which can fill sails. Velas are the sails on ships. Because spring is a quosum, it's wet, from pluvial water. And in places, because of the moist nature, saturated and abounding with this moisture of the sky or from the sky, there's more evaporation. Major evaporatio est. Okay, so that's spring, locations which are saturated and abounding. But why is it equally profunding equally in summer? Why is it also? We've had spring's answer, and now summer's is because after the setting of the sun, there remains the daily heat, the heat that was generated during the day. And a great part of the night, it perdurates, endures. Thing which calls out the exiunting things, these neuter plural things which have come out, it draws them rather venomously or vehemently or strongly. Anything which spontaneous of its own accord is accustomed to be given out from these areas or whatever where these things come from. Then not only does it have of strength, doesn't have enough of strength that whatever it draws out or calls out, it can consume or absume here. Okay, so the daily heat's caused all these things to ooze out from the earth, moisture, etc. Okay, and this heat didn't have enough strength to evaporate or consume the things. And because of this, corpuscules, little bodies, are accustomed to emanare, these that drip out for rather longer period of time. And don't really need that bit there. And to be blown out from the earth, where it's drawing all this moisture, umors the moisture, they send out from themselves this moisture. Okay, so it's spring, then in summer there's a lot of heat which draws the moisture out. It doesn't have enough strength to evaporate at all, and so it's causing wind apparently. 9.3. However, moreover, the ortus of the sun makes wind. So when the sun rises, it makes wind. Not only from its calor, its heat, but even from its ictu, its pressure, its striking. For the light, as I've said, which antecedes the sun, has not yet calefacted the air, has not yet heated up the air, but it's only or merely percutted it. It strikes it. However, percussus in the past sense, after it has been hit, it seeds onto its side. So the air goes onto its side when it gets hit by sunlight, apparently. I wouldn't want him doing brain surgery on me. But anyway, although I would not even concede this, that light itself is without heat, when or since the light itself comes from heat. Okay, 9.4. So I've concluded there, light comes from heat. But perhaps it does not have so much, light does not have so much amount of tepor, of heat, and as much as which is apparent or appears by touch. So when you're in the sunlight touches your skin, you feel warm. Nevertheless, it does its job. It and it separates and attenuates, makes thin the dense clouds or something. On account of this, places which are shut in by some iniquity of their nature, thus they are that they are not able to accept sun. So there are some locations locations are by nature which can't see the sunlight, so they're shaded or something. These are also in nubular areas, areas that are clouded and have a bit of grim light or dim light. They still become warm, and through the day they stiffen or can freeze less than at night. Okay, so our scientist says things freeze less in the day than at night. So even now, the heat, by nature, it abrogates, it drives off all clouds and it repels them from itself. Therefore, the sun also does this. So heat drives off clouds and the sun does. And for this reason, it seems to deities, to certain people, that these blasts then of wind are undi sol. These blasts of winds come from the sun. From where do they come? From the sun. 10.1. This appears to be false from this, that breezes vehicle everything into all directions. So it can drag or draw whatever the hell is in the water using sails into all parts and against the rising sun. So if this was true that the sun caused the winds, then the wind would only go in one direction. But it's false because you can sail in different directions. It can be navigated with planus vallis, full sails. This would not evenerate, this would not happen if always the wind was being ferried by the sun or driven by the sun. The Artesian winds also, which are advocanta, these are called into this argument by Quaestiones, by certain people. These do not excessively help this proposition. Might Google that for the Daily Dictionary. Artesia. Northwest winds blowing during the dog days in the eastern Mediterranean. I shall say first what's pleasing to them, or what they've decided, and then why this is displeasing to me. These Artesian winds, whatever they are, as they say, they don't happen in winter, or they're not non-existent in winter. Because in these most brevious days, in these very short days, the sun desists prior to the cold being evigator, being conquered or overcome during the year. And so snows also are placed and they harden. They drop from the sky and harden. They begin, these winds, to flare, to blast away or blow in aestate, in summer. When also the day is extended rather longer. And the rays of the sun, the radii, they are directly coming in us. Diriganto means that's the direction they're going. 10.3. Ergo, therefore, it's very similar, it's probable or possible, that with this great heat, the snows which are concussed by this great heat, they are able to afflare, they're able to breathe or flow more with more of moisture, plus humidity. Likewise, the land, when it's unburdened, exonerated, onerate means it's burdened, to exonerate means it takes the burden off, and it's tectus means covered, retectus means uncovered. So when the land is unburdened and uncovered from snow, more freely it can spirare, breathe again. These are two flowing air type words. Thus, more, that goes together, more bodies are able to go out from the northern parts of the sky and are deferrite or carried into these locations, which are submissiora and tepidoria. Comparatives. Submissus means low, like when you submit, you go down low, and tepidora means warmer. So basically, if you go lower down the mountain, I guess there's less snow into these locations, and thus these winds sumere, they take up their impetus, their force.